Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Sophie Erber. One of the 4 teenagers connected to that deadly New Year's Day shooting here in Sioux City has pled guilty tonight after striking a deal with prosecutors. We'll bring you the very latest from court now in our top story at 5. 18-year-old Anthony Bauer has pled guilty to second-degree murder and reckless use of a firearm in connection to that shooting. Police say that Bauer and 2 others fired multiple rounds into a home on the 2600 block of South Walker Street. That was in the early morning hours of New Year's Day. 18-year-old Mia Critis was killed in that shooting and 3 other teenagers were wounded. Bauer was originally charged with first-degree murder in connection to the shooting. Today in court, he tried to take responsibility for his role in the killing.
Did you knowingly aid and abet another person in shooting Mia Critis with a gun?
Yes, sir.
Did Mia Critis die as a result of being shot with that gun?
Yes, sir.
So as part of this plea deal, Bauer's testimony will be used in other cases in connection to the events of January 1st. And those other cases include the other 2 teens accused of firing at that home. 18-year-old Carlos Morales and his brother, 20-year-old Christopher Morales, are both being held in the Woodbury County Jail tonight. They are charged with first-degree murder along with several weapons charges. Now they're currently scheduled to stand trial later this year. The teen accused of being the getaway driver that night, 20-year-old Liliana Gutierrez on your screen, has pled not guilty to several weapons charges, all connected to that shooting. She's also scheduled to stand trial later this year. A state employee at Iowa's sex offender treatment facility in Cherokee is under investigation. This after an audit found that she falsified her husband's work hours to collect more than $50,000 in unearned pay. The auditor's office released a report today that accused administrative assistant Renee Rapp manipulated those records to show that her husband was working when he was not. According to that report, Rapp would use her husband's key fob and make adjustments to the facility's payroll system. No charges have been filed, but the auditor's office has forwarded the results of their investigation to the Cherokee County Attorney's Office. A recent cyber attack briefly shut down several plants belonging to the country's largest meat producer. And now the Biden administration is calling on Russia to rein in cyber terrorism in their country, warning U.S. businesses to protect themselves from future threats. ABC's Aika Joshi is in Washington with the very latest.
The U.S.'s second largest provider of meat, JBS, getting back online from a cyber attack. The company alerting the White House they shut down all 9 U.S. beef production plants, along with ones in Canada and Australia, after an attack believed to be carried out by hackers inside of Russia. The White House saying it's been in contact with Russia about the cyber attack.
And we've discussed it in the past and delivered the message that responsible states do not harbor ransomware criminals.
Press Secretary Jen Psaki saying it's the job of private companies to shore up blind spots that make them susceptible to hackers, but that it's Russia's responsibility to handle rogue cyber criminals, and that the U.S. won't stand still.
We're not taking any options off the table in terms of how we may respond.
Wednesday, the meat producer declaring significant progress in the recovery effort, saying the vast majority of our beef, pork, poultry, and prepared foods plants will be operational. The attack comes just as beef usage nears a seasonal high, with summer celebrations and Independence Day around the corner, an issue economists say could raise prices.
Retailers don't like to raise prices on consumers if they don't have to, especially with these short-term shots. So they're going to try their hardest and they're going to work to absorb any potential increase.
Experts say the quality and safety of the meat will not be impacted, but fear more attacks on U.S. infrastructure like this one and the Colonial Pipeline that led to widespread fuel shortages a couple weeks ago will continue. Aika Joshi, ABC News, Washington.
Siouxland farmers will now have a new way to get their commodities around the country and even around the world. Officials cut the ribbon on a new barge transportation hub today. Governor Kim Reynolds, along with other community members, were in attendance for this special occasion. The port will see the likes of soybeans, fertilizer, and other commodities making their way up and down the Missouri River. This port is now the furthest north on the Missouri. Those involved with the project say it's nice to finally see it come together.
Started about 2.5 years ago as an idea, and mainly driven around shipping soybeans. And ironically, the first 4 commodities we've shipped have not been soybeans.
Coming up tonight at 10, KCAU 9's Jason Toktajian explains the significance of this new barge hub and also how it'll impact Siouxland farmers directly. Woodbury County Emergency Management has updated the way that you get emergency updates on your cell phone. Upgrades have been made to the Alert Iowa system, and they'll make it even easier now to receive alerts about severe weather and other emergencies. Again, that's right on your phone. By signing up, you'll be able to receive calls, texts, and messages through email about ongoing situations in the county. If you're interested in signing up for the service, you can find much more information on our website right now. Just head on over to SiouxlandProud.com and click on the story there. And it's time now for our first check on the weather. Meteorologist Scott Larson is standing by. And Scott, as the week progresses, as promised, it's getting even warmer and really very beautiful out.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've had any of those alerts to cell phones regarding severe weather here around Siouxland. Sophie, another really quiet day in the area with lots of sunshine and temperatures able to hop up into the 70s and 80s across the map. 82 today in Sioux City, 83 in Wayne, and 81 in Denison. Tonight we'll see temperatures slip down into the 50s. It should be really comfortable, but the weekend, not so much. Sizzling outside. High temperatures going into the 90s for the first time in about a month. We'll have more information on that and once some cooler air works back in with the 9 on 9 forecast. Sophie.
All right, thanks a lot, Scott. A piece of space junk crashed into the International Space Station, damaging its robotic arm. A small hole was detected in the robotic arm's thermal cover. That was during routine inspection back on May 12th. Now, the arm appears to still be fully functional. Space junk has increasingly become a problem as the narrow band of space around the Earth becomes more crowded with satellites, old rocket parts, and other debris. Since its time in orbit, the space station has had to perform more than 24 maneuvers in order to avoid this kind of debris. The horse Medina Spirit has failed a second post-race blood test, making it more likely now the Kentucky Derby win will be overturned. The second test confirms the presence of the banned steroids. Officials are allowing the horse's team to have another lab analyze a third sample from that horse. Trainer Bob Baffert claims the banned steroid chemicals came from an ointment. Now, if Medina Spirit is disqualified, it would be only the second horse in the history of the Kentucky Derby to be stripped of its title. A surge of online shopping will be taking place, no doubt, later this month because Amazon says it will hold its annual Prime Day over 2 days, June 21st and the 22nd. That's the earliest it's ever held the Prime Day event. Typically, Amazon holds Prime Day in the month of July. But Amazon has said it was holding it earlier due to the Olympics, which starts next month. Last year, Amazon postponed Prime Day to October because of the pandemic and used the sales to officially kick off the holiday shopping season. An annual rib festival that supports a good cause here in Siouxland is returning this year. Today, Camp High Hopes announced that Rib Fest is back on for 2021. The annual rib smoking competition was, of course, canceled last year because of the pandemic, but the organization was able to make some money by selling meat boxes. Those sales were so popular, they're bringing those back this year alongside the regular competition. We'll hear more from the organizers of Rib Fest coming up tonight at 6, so be sure to tune in. A longtime counselor for West High School is being honored statewide. Bernie Scalaro was named the Iowa Association for College Admissions Counseling School Counselor of the Year. Scalaro has been with the district for 28 years now. She was greeted with a standing ovation from her peers.
Really expect all the fanfare, I guess. Again, I'm humbled by all of this. So I'm appreciative, humbled, and it's always nice to be recognized, but it's just overwhelming a little bit too because there's so many deserving people.
Scalaro says she does not do what she does for recognition. She is, however, grateful. After the governor of Florida signed a law banning vaccine passports, a major industry tonight is threatening to leave. We'll explain why coming up.
And it's been warm lately, but we're going to tip the scales into hot territory this weekend with high temperatures in the 90s. A dry pattern persists for a while longer. We'll let you know if there are any rain chances coming our way in the 9 on 9 forecast up next.
You're watching KCAU 9 News with Sophie Erber and Chief Meteorologist Scott Larson. This is KCAU 9 News at 5.
Thanks for sticking with us. Kind of a picture-perfect summer day here in Siouxland. Whatever clouds, Scott, we do have nothing ominous, no rain threatening.
Yeah, some fair weather cumulus clouds out there today, Sophie. So again, just really pretty much ideal weather for the second day of June. As we take a glance outside here, this is from the North Star Community Credit Union camera. This is up in Cherokee, and you can see a similar mix of sun and clouds there in northwest Iowa. As we look at the almanac for Sioux City today, the high temperature at 82 this afternoon and the low temperature at 50 degrees. So another very nice summer-like day in Siouxland. Right now in Sioux City, we're seeing our temperatures still right around 80 outside, 82 at this time. The wind is from the east at 6 miles per hour with relative humidity at 23% and the dew point now at 41. So it's also a rather dry heat that will be changing though as we get into the weekend with some more heat and humidity working its way into the region. As we check temperatures now across the upper Midwest, it is 88 degrees in Aberdeen, South Dakota, the hot spot here. 83 in Minneapolis. It's now 80 degrees in Lincoln, Nebraska, 77 in Kansas City, and 75 in Kirksville. It's cooler as you move to the south because we have some more cloud cover and also some showers and thunderstorms that are happening through the southern United States. Looking at temperatures here closer to home, it's 83 outside at this moment in Cherokee. Same story in Wayne, 80 degrees in Norfolk, 82 in Tacoma, and now it's 81 degrees right now in Storm Lake as well as Denison. Somewhat rare sight here as of late in Storm Lake, Iowa. Some thunderstorm clouds that were in the distance. Thanks to our viewer for passing along that picture. If you have one of your own, go to SiouxlandProud.com. Just find the weather tab and roll on down to send us your photos. Of course, we would like to see some active weather, some more showers and storms, but anything that you want to share, even some nature pictures, animal photos, we're happy to show those here on KCAU 9.
Even those storm clouds in the summer months are beautiful, so not bad about it.
It's always pretty cool near sunset. You can kind of see those flashes on the horizon, so it can always light things up, so to speak.
I enjoy that. Thanks a lot, Scott. Well, kids who visited the Lewis and Clark Interpretive Center today got down and dirty for the first day of the summer program. We'll show you now. Exploration Wednesdays kicked off the season with kids learning about plant life. The expedition came across on their journey to the Pacific. Now, the class ended with the kids taking home their own seeds to plant. You'll hear what other fun activities they have planned on our website right now at SiouxlandProud.com, or click on that story on the KCAU 9 mobile news app. With medical marijuana set to be legal in less than a month, South Dakota businesses are gearing up for the new industry. We'll show you how coming up, but first, the state of Florida bans vaccine passports. Meanwhile, a major industry there wants to require it. The battle in the Sunshine State, next.
News.
Recently, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis signed a law banning vaccine passports, and that is one of the state's biggest industries now threatening to set sail. Reporter Elizabeth Rosso explains why.
Setting sail for the first time in more than a year. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention say cruise lines should be back up and running by summer, as long as 98% of crew members and 95% of passengers are vaccinated.
I think we all should be responsible and show our vaccine card.
And I would never go on a cruise if people are not showing the card.
Cruise companies trying to operate out of Florida ports can't check passengers' vaccination status under an order signed by Governor Ron DeSantis, making it impossible for them to leave from the state and abide by CDC guidelines.
Who controls what happens on the cruise ship, the CDC or the state of Florida?
Industry experts say vaccine passports could be the only way to get the multi-billion-dollar industry back, as some cruise lines threaten to pull out of Florida for good.
If you're not willing to get a yellow fever vaccine, you're not going to go to Africa. If you're not willing to take a COVID vaccine, you're not going to go on a cruise.
The Rushmore State is getting ready for medical marijuana to be legal soon, in less than a month now. How residents and businesses are getting ready for it, next. Medical marijuana will soon be legal in South Dakota, and that has both individuals and businesses gearing up for the new industry. Reporter Bridget Bennett spoke with some industry experts to see how that process is coming along.
We read all 100 pages of every rule, law that comes out, and that's really focused on understanding as much as you can and making sure, of course, that you're staying legal in the process. You don't want to violate anything.
Josh Wood has worked in business for 30 years, but is excited to start a new venture with Dakota Natural Growers.
We're seeking a license as soon as the rules come out and the ability to go after said license. And we've been working on this for 8 months.
People from all over the state are working to get their new business set up surrounding one of the new opportunities medical marijuana will bring.
There's people that are interested in doing retail dispensaries, a number of folks that are interested in cultivation. There's folks that want to do processing or product development and then testing as well.
The Cannabis Industry Association of South Dakota is hosting its first industry event this Thursday to help bring all of these interested parties together.
It's going to bring in experts from the state and actually some national folks to talk about the state of the industry.
And collaborating with folks. So in my case, I have the business experience. A lot of the folks on the CIASD have experience in other states with actual cultivation, law, real estate, compliance, environmental. It's a very broad, complicated market.
It's why Wood and other interested business prospects say education is key to getting South Dakota's industry started out on the right foot.
Everybody wants it done right. People really strongly believe that if this industry is done correctly, compliance, education, safety, etc., that's going to make a really profound difference in the success of the program over the long run.
Taking a live look outside right now from downtown Sioux City on a sunny evening. Scott returns with one more check on your forecast. Stay with us. ABC World News is up next, but first Tim joins me in the newsroom with a check on what you can look for with us at 6. Tim?
Hey, good afternoon, Sophie. As the nation continues to move forward post-COVID, both Iowa and Nebraska are posting some impressive statistics. We'll take a look at those coming up at 6 o'clock. And even as the coronavirus cases decline, doctors say that they're now seeing more kids getting sick heading into summer. Upper respiratory infections are the main issue, we're told. We'll get an explanation from the doctors on what's causing the spike coming up. And after World News, some lip-smacking goodness. It's also known as Rib Fest here in Sioux City. What's planned for this year's event, benefiting Camp High Hopes, and what's on the menu in just a half an hour. And Sophie, I guarantee you're going to want to circle your calendar June 19th at Battery Park.
Same here. Yeah, I think we'll all be there. That sounds like a great time, and nothing like a good barbecue in the summer. It just tastes like summer, really, and we have perfect barbecue weather, Scott, if not a little on the hot side for people who don't really enjoy the heat.
Well, I got the grill out for lunch this afternoon. Nice. It was terrific, honestly, and it looks like tonight we'll have a low temperature of 54, keeping the skies clear. Some more sunshine in the mix for tomorrow, but it will become hotter as we work the temperature up to 87 in the afternoon, 92 on Friday, 93 Saturday, breezy through the course of the weekend, some more cloud cover early next week as we look to cool off just a smidge down into the mid-80s.
It will help to have that breeze over the weekend.
That'll help us out.
Thanks a lot, Scott. Thank you for joining us. We'll both see you back here at 6 with Tim. Until then, have a great night, everyone.